You're listening to a production of the National Media Archive. To learn more or volunteer, go to nationalmediaarchive.com.
Close your eyes for a moment. Can you picture the chrome-laden cars, neon-lit signs, and families bundled in their automobiles under a summer night sky? Drive-in theaters are woven into the very fabric of Americana, immortalized in movies and pop culture. But why do these images evoke such strong nostalgia? Is it just about the movies? Or something deeper, maybe a sense of community, freedom, or simpler times? Today, we'll decode how drive-ins became a symbol of American romance and independence, blending mid-century optimism with the magic of cinema. Buckle up, our journey into the lost world of drive-ins begins now. Let me tell you a story. For millions, the drive-in wasn't just a place to watch a film, it was a rite of passage, a first date, a family night out, or a teenage adventure. The drive-in theater was as much about the experience as the movie itself. So, what gave drive-ins their unique charm in the first place? Let's explore the roots, innovations, and social forces that put drive-ins on the map. Now, you might be thinking, how did watching a movie from your car even become a thing? Well, the answer blends American car culture with a love for cinematic spectacle. By the end of this segment, you'll see how drive-ins encapsulated a unique chapter in American leisure that still echoes in our collective memory today. Let's rewind to 1933, Camden, New Jersey. Richard Hollingshead Jr., a car enthusiast and son of an auto products mogul, had a wild idea. What if people could watch movies without leaving their cars? It sounds simple, but the technical term here is outdoor projection. Hollingshead's backyard became his laboratory. Using a basic Kodak projector and a screen nailed between two trees, he staged trial runs. His biggest challenge? Parking geometry. Larger vehicles blocked the view for a smaller one-up problem known as line-of-sight obstruction. His solution? He elevated cars on blocks, simulating stadium seating for automobiles. Ingenious, right? This small tweak like bleachers for cars made the concept viable. Now, you might ask, why did he care so much about the car experience? Remember, in early 20th century America, the automobile was a symbol of status, freedom, and modernity. Merging it with cinema was a natural fit. By patenting his automobile movie theater, Hollingshead fused two American passions cars and movies, unlocking a new form of leisure that would soon sweep the nation. Now, before we crown Hollingshead as the sole inventor, let's address the elephant in the room. Were there earlier drive-ins? History's rarely so clear-cut. Some claim a 1,915 venue in Las Cruces, New Mexico, offered a partial drive-in experience. Their technical term was outdoor auditorium, with cars parked near the stage. But let's clarify the distinction here is key. Those setups were essentially theaters with adjacent parking, not the immersive in-car movie experience Hollingshead envisioned. In Texas, another early attempt in 1921 saw cars parked bumper to bumper for silent films. Still, these were novelties, not purpose-built drive-ins. So, what set Hollingshead apart? His model integrated the automobile into the seating planar concept we now call integrated viewing. That's what made his version truly revolutionary. So next time someone brings up drive-in origins, you'll know it's about the difference between a parking lot with a screen and an experience designed for cars and families. Fast forward to the 1950s, drive-ins explode in popularity, reaching over 40 screens nationwide. What made the timing so perfect? Two big trends: the post-war economic boom and the rise of suburbia, what urban planners call urban sprawl. Americans had more disposable income and cars were affordable for average families. Entertainment was needed in sprawling neighborhoods, so why not bring the movies to the people? Here's a fun fact. Drive-ins were cheap to build compared to indoor cinemas. All you needed was a big field, a screen, and a projector. Plus, the per-car pricing model made it affordable for large families, no babysitter required. Now, let's imagine you're a parent in the 1950s. The idea of watching a movie without worrying about your kids making noise? Game changer. Drive-ins weren't just a business, they were a solution to the needs of the baby boom generation, combining convenience, affordability, and a bit of escapism under the stars. Let's talk about amenities. Drive-ins quickly learned to cater to families with kids. Ever heard of bottle warmers and diaper vending machines at a movie theater? That's what we call targeted customer adaptation. Some venues even built miniature golf courses, swimming pools, or attached motels with windows facing the screen. Imagine watching from your bed. Why all these extras? It's simple. Drive-ins understood their audience. The family unit was the core demographic, and making life easier for parents meant repeat business. From a business perspective, this is known as value-added services. By offering perks nobody else did, drive-ins built fierce customer loyalty. So next time you're stuck in a crowded multiplex, remember, drive-ins were the original innovators in movie-going comfort. Let's pivot to technology. Early drive-ins used speakers mounted on posts, what audio engineers call wired distributed sound. These worked, but tangled cords and bad sound were common complaints. The breakthrough? Low-power FM radio transmitters in the 1950s. Instead of sharing a crackling speaker, you tuned your car radio to a specific frequency for crisp, personal sound. That's wireless audio broadcasting at work. Imagine the difference. No more fighting to hear dialogue, no more rain-soaked wires. You controlled the volume yourself, right from the driver's seat. This innovation kept drive-ins competitive with indoor theaters, offering both privacy and improved technical quality. So, while it might seem simple, this leap in tech was a game changer, making drive-ins not just nostalgic, but truly modern for their time. Now, let's address the passion pit stereotype. By the late 1950s, drive-ins gained a reputation as teenage rendezvous spots, what sociologists might call socially liminal spaces. Movies like Grease cemented the image. Cars fogged up, soda pop, stolen kisses. But was it all just innocent fun? Not always. As the 1960s rolled in, drive-ins became hubs for teenage freedom, sometimes crossing into drinking, smoking, and rowdy antics. Now you might be thinking, did this hurt their reputation? Absolutely. Families started to see drive-ins as less wholesome a shift from family entertainment to youth rebellion. This tension between fun and propriety was part of the cultural conflict of the era. Drive-ins walked a fine line, trying to please both markets. Still, this rebellious image became part of the drive-in's mystique, making it a fixture in American pop culture history. By the 1970s, storm clouds gathered for drive-ins. Two big forces collided: the energy crisis causing gas shortages and a new daylight savings schedule and urban land values skyrocketing. Economists call this opportunity cost. Drive-ins could only operate at night, and later sunsets meant fewer showings. Meanwhile, large tracts of land near cities became too valuable for low-margin entertainment. Families, the backbone of the business, were lured away by new indoor multiplexes with better screens and sound. The party crowd? They weren't profitable customers. They packed cars, brought their own snacks, and demanded ever bigger gimmicks. Some drive-ins tried to adapt by showing edgier, even adult films, what marketers call niche repositioning. But this alienated mainstream audiences and attracted unwanted scrutiny. In the end, these pressures weren't sustainable. Drive-ins slid toward bankruptcy, and by the late 1980s, fewer than 1,000 remained. Ever driven past a weed-choked lot with a giant rusting screen? That's the ghost of a drive-in past. As the 1980s and 90s rolled on, most drive-ins were abandoned or repurposed, what urban planners call adaptive reuse. Some became flea markets, storage lots, or housing developments. In Michigan, former drive-ins turned into shopping centers and even churches. In Philadelphia, a drive-in's land became the famous Spectrum Arena. Natural disasters also took their toll. Tornadoes and storms famously destroyed several screens, sometimes in ironically cinematic fashion, like a tornado hitting during a showing of Twister. Now, you might ask, why didn't more survive? Simple. Maintaining giant outdoor screens and sound systems was expensive, and the land was worth more for other uses. Still, these sites echo with memories, a testament to an era when entertainment meant piling the family into the car and heading out for a night under the stars. But were drive-ins really extinct? Not quite. Since the 2000s, we've seen a cult revival. Thanks to affordable LCD projectors and micro radio transmitters, boutique drive-ins popped up in unexpected places. Think vacant parking lots or urban rooftops. This is called guerrilla cinema. Groups organize film nights online, projecting indie movies onto bridge pillars or warehouse walls. It's a DIY spirit, blending nostalgia with modern technology. Then came 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic shuttered indoor cinemas, but drive-ins be desired offered socially distanced entertainment. Attendance surged as families rediscovered the magic of watching a movie safely from their own cars. Even burger chains like Johnny Rockets jumped in, partnering with drive-ins to create retro-themed venues. This is a classic example of brand synergy. So while only 549 drive-ins remain today, their spirit endures proof that the right mix of nostalgia, tech, and adaptability can breathe new life into old traditions. As we wrap up, let's reflect. Why do we still care about drive-ins? Is it just nostalgia or something more? I'd argue they represent resilience, creativity, and the American knack for adapting to change, a concept sociologists call cultural persistence. Drive-ins taught us the power of communal experience even in our own personal spaces. They showed how technology from projection systems to FM transmitters could reinvent an industry. Let me ask you, in an age of streaming and endless content, could the drive-in's blend of novelty and togetherness inspire the next wave of entertainment? Perhaps the real lesson is this: the best ideas find a way to adapt, re-emerge, and connect us no matter how much the world changes. Thank you for joining me on this cinematic journey. Until next time, keep your headlights off and your memories bright. I'm Ryan Soch, signing off from History's Drive-In Theater.